are listening to the Up and Under podcast, starting in 3, 2, 1.
Moving on to another Magic player that just got traded as well. We have Aaron Gordon. The Aaron Gordon trade consisted of the Denver Nuggets actually trading for Aaron Gordon, while the Magic in return got Gary Harris, RJ Hampton, and a 2025 first round pick. So starting off with the Denver Nuggets and what they get with Aaron Gordon, I really like this move for the Denver Nuggets. Denver, besides their top two players of Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, they kind of have a lot of really good players, but not great players, right? A lot of players are kind of at the same level and that don't exactly help you win, right? You need to have basketball is one of those sports where you need to have established roles, which is why even if you trade away good players a lot of the time for more more decisive players or players that are more within their own roles, it works out a lot of the times for teams. And I think this could be a prime example of it. They got rid of Gary Harris, who his offense just fell down the drain. They did not want him anymore. And they only had to give up RJ Hampton with him and a first round pick, which they're not going to be in the lottery anytime soon. So might as well give up that pick. It doesn't really matter for them. And RJ Hampton, maybe he could become something, but it didn't really matter on this Denver team because he wasn't going to get minutes either way.
Yeah.
But for the Nuggets, getting Aaron Gordon, you now have a genuine power forward. They were running Paul Millsap in the starting spot. He's really old at this point. And they have JaMychal Green, which is a nice player. But JaMychal Green, I think, is best served off the bench. Now you have a legitimate starter at the power forward spot who can shoot threes, who can attack the rim, and who, most importantly, can fit very well with Nikola Jokic, right? Nikola Jokic is the best passing big man in the league. Just imagine Nikola Jokic in the high post giving the ball to Aaron Gordon off cuts. Aaron Gordon is going to be dunking on everyone. Alley-oops, right?
Lobs,
Jamal
yeah.
Murray, Nikola Jokic throwing lobs to Aaron Gordon. And then not to mention the fact that in addition to the offense that he creates for this Denver Nuggets team, the defensive end and his potential on defense, I think, is what they were really trading for, right? They severely missed Jeremy Grant, who did a lot for them. They're hoping that Aaron Gordon can do a lot of the same stuff that Jeremy Grant did for them. Now, Aaron Gordon, he's taken strides on the defensive end of the ball, but we can both say he hasn't hit his ceiling yet. There's a lot of potential that he has on the defensive end of the ball. And for the Denver Nuggets, if they can get that out of him, in addition to the offense he already provides, and plus, give him that spacing that he wasn't allowed to work with in Orlando, this could be a really, really nice trade for them. And, he's shown flashes of having all-star potential. If he's able to capitalize on that, Denver had an A-plus move.
Yeah, I think this is one of those trades that I didn't expect Denver to make this move, and actually, they were obviously in the rumors to go after Aaron Gordon, but I didn't think a deal would actually be made between these two teams. But yeah, like you said, getting Aaron Gordon actually helps them solidify their power forward position for the future, especially when we know Paul Millsap isn't going to be part of that because he is older, he is aging, and at some point you're gonna have to make a move to replace him. But yeah, I think it's also good for Aaron Gordon because he gets into a situation where he gets a coach who most likely is gonna figure out how to utilize him, and he doesn't have to compete with a guy in Jonathan Isaac who plays similar styles and positions to him. So that's one thing. And then the second thing is I think he starts winning more. I think that really affects morale. I mean, that's why he requested the trade in the first place, was because he wasn't happy losing, and he wasn't just happy with the situation in Orlando. So I think going into a winning situation in Denver, going with a good coach in Mike Malone, should definitely help motivate Aaron Gordon. And I think it will definitely help the Nuggets on both ends of the floor. It gives them, another option for Jokic to pass to, and it also gives them, somebody to replace Jeremy Grant defensively, which is what they've severely missed this season. But flipping things over to the Orlando Magic, they didn't end up going out too bad for this trade. They ended up getting Gary Harris, who again, his offense has definitely fallen off. But there's no question he can definitely reclaim that at some point in his career. But the big thing is they got the prospect in RJ Hampton, and they got the 2025 first round pick. Getting a first round pick for Aaron Gordon is huge, but getting a prospect in RJ Hampton who's highly touted, has a lot of potential, it's great for a rebuilding team. And I think again, similar to the Vucevic, is it the ideal return you want for a guy in Aaron Gordon who you think is going to be a great player? No, but is it a solid return? Absolutely. So I think the Magic definitely they didn't come out empty-handed out of this trade, and I think for their rebuild, these are good pieces for them moving forward.
Yeah, I think for me, what the Orlando Magic got was definitely underwhelming. If you think about what Aaron Gordon is right now, just as a 17 point per game scorer kind of guy, but also what he could become, right? And if he's able to bank on that potential, Orlando really missed out. But at this stage, with Aaron Gordon's trade value in terms of the fact that he'd already publicly requested a trade and Orlando was not going anywhere anytime soon, this is probably the most you're gonna be able to get
Yeah.
for him, especially with his inconsistency issues throughout his career. So they got that pick out of it, and they got a young prospect in R.J. Hampton who was highly touted out of high school. Obviously his first season was not great, but as a young player, it'll take time, and hopefully in Orlando he can kind of find his footing.
Yeah. So overall, I think we're on agreement. The Denver Nuggets
Yeah.
clearly won this
Yeah,
trade.
definitely.
Just getting a player that can help them now and going on into the future.